benefits of learning foreign languages, I have invited teacher Luis Marinho.
I've been teaching English for 16 years, so I've seen different scenarios. I've been to different situations, and it's kind of interesting how we can see learning a new language changing people's lives. It's not only something that we do just for fun, but it's something that people do or as a job requirement or as a free time activity or
Yeah.
because they believe it's a good idea because they need to travel, they need to do things. And people, they have different reasons, but I do believe the benefits are the same for all of them, right? So learning a new language, I think we can divide into two parts. I think when we think about, for example, about our cognitive side, uh, it's known. A lot of studies say that learning a new language keeps your brain active.
Yeah.
It it stimulates your brain. It avoids trying to reduce the cognitive decline.
Sure.
So learning a new language is that it's doing like a puzzle every day. Doctors
Definitely.
say, "Oh, you should do puzzles, crosswords." So learning a new language is basically that. You're learning, you're trying to figure out what that expression means, a new vocabulary, new words, and all those things. So that's
Sure.
something really good, and it helps your creativity, your helps your self-esteem as well. You start becoming part of a group, a new group. People, oh, I speak
Sure.
another
Sure.
language,
Sure.
so it's something
Sure.
really interesting.
Culturally speaking, understanding culture, learning how to accept, something different, right? Also helps. It helps us grow. Also, it helps us integrate new, aspects of culture and then accept, like, learn to accept, new
Yeah.
things.
Learning a new language, you become part of a new culture. Somehow you get some aspect
Definitely.
of that. I remember when I was learning English in the beginning, for me it was fantastic because I could understand a lot of different aspects from different cultures that speak English, right?
Sure.
So that's why we say sometimes that when you translating, for example, is not just getting word by word, but is
Yeah.
understand
The context,
the
right?
context, the
Yeah, and
culture.
the culture behind the words, right?
Yes,
Because
yeah.
sometimes it is like when you're trying to understand jokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Foreign language, you're like, okay, but it's not fun. I mean, I don't understand why people are laughing, I'm not laughing. It's like, well, you have to understand the culture behind these words to see why they say that, why it is fun for them, and not for
Mm-hmm.
us. And
That's
that's
why not everybody understands, for example, different kinds of humor, like American,
sure.
British, and say, "Oh, that's not fun." Yeah, but because it's not just you simply you don't simply translate. You have to understand everything. You have, as you said, there is a context of that.
Yeah.
So that's everything like that happens when you are bilingual, right? So
Sure. Sure.
learning that language is that. So you
Oh,
have a new cultural background, uh, doing things. It's fun. It's interesting because I can share some of my experience. I've been to, for example, Disney World a few times, and the first time that I went to Disney, I was 12 years old. I
wow.
couldn't speak English. I had like just that simple vocabulary, basic vocabulary. I would be able to like as for an ice cream just using words, so like making a whole sentence would be
Sure.
difficult,
Sure.
like. And I remember that like after almost 20 years later I went there again as an English teacher,
Right.
and although I went to the same rides, I saw the same attractions, it was a completely different experience because
Right.
I could understand everything that was said in those
Yeah.
attractions, and I could understand all the history, the story behind. and it was amazing. And say, oh my
Sure.
God, I had like this good memory and I could remember everything, but I couldn't understand everything. So
Sure.
going back there, it was different. And I have a degree in tourism, so I do recommend. So if you want to go for, I'll say that about English, right? But it works for all the other languages.
Any language,
But
right?
if yes, if you want to travel, your experience will be completely different. You
Sure.
can go, you can have an amazing experience, but
Oh
if you
yeah.
go to that place and you know the language, that will be something amazing. That will
Ah
be
yeah.
completely different.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Louis. That was great sharing. And well, guys, this is it. And the idea of this quick videos is for you to understand the importance of learning a foreign language, not only English, but any other language. Until next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.